I'm sorry, that's 9 through 12.
They are.
Thank you. I'll take this back. And at this time, the state would seek to move States Exhibit 9 through 12 into evidence.
No objection.
All right. Your Honor.
No objection.
And so did you perform a fragmentation analysis on the vehicle?
I did.
Before I ask you about that, I'm going to show you what is in evidence as States 3 and States 2. Will you take a look at these for me?
State Exhibit 3 is the turn signal that was picked up from the scene.
Okay.
Stage 2 is the mirror that was picked up from the scene.
And did you bring those items with you to the scene to perform fragmentation analysis?
Sorry, the bags were crinkling.
It's okay. Were those items used as part of your fragmentation analysis?
Yes, sir.
All right. And those items came to you through the chain of custody?
Yes, sir.
Everybody worked with the Highway Patrol or Department of Transportation in that chain of custody?
They were all with the Department of Public Safety, yes, sir.
All right. And tell me about what you observed with those items and the analysis you made at the scene there.
I found that they matched that type of vehicle.
All right. And tell me, the mirrors on the vehicles you observed, did they match the two mirrors that were currently on the vehicle, rather?
Initially, when I observed the vehicle, it had two different style mirrors on it. That Chevrolet Tahoe was an LS trim package Chevrolet Tahoe, and it had originally came equipped with the black plastic mirror that has like a textured finish to it. It's just black all over. The mirror that was attached to the driver's side at the time was already damaged. I'm not sure if they hit something else in between, but the mirror that they replaced on the side of the vehicle was more than likely from like an LT package, where it has like a smooth plastic cover on the back that is paintable to color match to the specific vehicle.
So the mirror on the driver's side wasn't an original mirror?
No, sir.
All right. Does the State's Exhibit 2, does it match this vehicle?
Yes, sir, it does. It matches the same pattern as what's on the passenger side.
Okay. And is that what you're doing in State's Exhibit 11? That's you holding it up, showing that it fits?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to ask you some questions about the headlight assembly. Did you observe the headlight assemblies as they were on the vehicle?
Yes, sir, I did.
Tell me, did you notice anything remarkable about them as you observed?
The one on the driver's side was a lot cleaner than the one on the passenger side, suggesting that it was considerably newer and had not aged as a result of sand coming up, hitting it off the road, or sunlight, or just general aging.
All right. So the one on the driver's side appeared to be newer than the one on the passenger side?
Yes, sir.
Did that suggest to you, or is it your opinion that it had been changed?
Yes, sir.
All right. Does the light assembly, which is in evidence, as I believe States 3, does that match the vehicle that you examined out there?
Yes, sir, it would fit that vehicle.
All right. I don't have any questions.
Anything for Ms. Gerber? Morning, Trooper Lee. Trooper, your exact role in this investigation, you were to look at all of the debris and make sure that it matched up to the Tahoe truck, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, did you have any involvement in the investigating of what happened the night of the incident, or was it just to look at the debris?
I assisted in some of the mapping of the scene, yes, sir.
Okay, and by mapping, do you mean like the accident reconstruction
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The measurements we use to make the scale diagram.
Okay, and based on that scale diagram, that's what you all use to determine who was where in the roadway at what time, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, based on that, is your testimony going to be consistent that based on the accident diagram that Ms. Woods was in the road?
I didn't create the diagram, but according to my knowledge of what it displayed, yes, sir.
Okay, no further questions. Thank you, Trooper.
No further questions, Your Honor, and the state rests.
All right, thanks, sir. You may step down. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the state's case. Any matters prior to proceeding with the defense?
Your Honor, if I could ask the court for just a 5-minute recess, just to confer with my client.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take another break out. When you return, I'm appointing Ms. July to be the foreperson of the jury, to preside over the jury deliberations, and to complete the verdict form at the end of the case. So if all jurors will exit for about 10 minutes. Present your defense. You have the right to claim the protections given to you by the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution of the United States. This amendment states in part that no person shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself. This means that you cannot be required to testify. You do, however, have the right to testify if you would like to, but no one can make you testify. Whether or not you testify is a personal right, and no one can waive that right except you. If you decide to testify, you will be subject to the same rules that govern other witnesses, and you may be examined and cross-examined on any relevant issue. In addition, if you have any convictions involving dishonesty or false statements, or for crimes punishable by imprisonment for more than 1 year, and I determine that the probative value of admitting this evidence outweighs its prejudicial effect to you, the solicitor then will be able to introduce your record to attack your credibility. If you decide to testify, this decision on your part must be a free, voluntary, and intelligent decision made by you with knowledge of the protections given to you by the Fifth Amendment and the consequences of your decision to testify. If you decide not to testify, I will instruct the jurors that they are to give no consideration whatsoever to the fact that you did not testify. And there's to be absolutely no prejudice to you because you did not testify. We've taken a break for you to talk to your lawyer, Mr. Barr. You may talk with them more, family, friends, or others, or anyone else you want to talk to. But in the end, the decision of whether or not you testify is left entirely up to you. Do you understand what I've explained?
Yes, sir.
And do you need to talk to Mr. Barr anymore about that?
No, sir.
You made a decision about not testifying?
Yes, sir.
You do not want to testify?
No, sir.
Sir?
No, sir.
All right, very good. You may be seated. And I think we've reviewed Mr. Richardson's record, and most of us without beyond the 10-year category for admissibility and the drug conviction that he has is not one that weighs on credibility. And so the state will not seek to introduce that either, is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And despite that, he still does not wish to testify, Mr. Barr.
This one, Your Honor, Mr. Richardson is going to testify.
Pardon?
Mr. Richards is going to testify. He wants to satisfy.
Please stand up again, Mr. Richardson. Mr. Richardson, you talked further with your lawyer after learning that the criminal history that you have will not be admitted unless you cause it to be admitted. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
And based on that, you decide you wish to testify.
Yes, sir.
All right. Very well. You may be seated. You may bring the jury.
Now,
I thought it been an animal.
now in your interview with Trooper Luther, this interview happened roughly about 5 months after this incident.
Yes, sir.
When Trooper Luther came to speak with you, did he tell you right up why he was there?
Not at first. Then he tell me, after the other officer leave around us, he said, I'm here to investigate a crime. You're not a suspect or anything. I'm just coming to talk to you.
And is that why you agreed to talk to him?
Yes, sir.
Now, Trooper Luther is basically testified that you admitted to hitting Ms. Woods and you turned around. Is that true, Robert?
I ain't never admit nothing to that man.
Now, Robert, this is your opportunity to
This ain't my
Judge.
opportunity. This is my life. I ain't never admit to hitting nobody. I ain't seen nobody. I'm admit to something I didn't do. I ain't even know it.
Now, when you pulled around, I wanted to make sure that we're clear. When you pulled around, you did not see anybody on any meeting.
No, sir. All I see was darkness.
Now, I want to talk to you about the other part of your interview. There's a part of your interview where Trooper Luther says, or you say to him, I was thinking about turning myself in. What was that about, Robert?
I've been thinking about turning myself in for the once I had, well, ain't the once, I had to go to court. And I've been trying to prolong it, but I'm going to tell my lawyer, go ahead and get on with the kids because they've been saying I'll probably hit someone, so I know sooner or later that will come up, and I ain't trying to have cases on me and another case for something I didn't do. So
Now, there's a part of the interview that the trooper says, so after you hit Ms. Woods, did you ever, during the course of your interview with Trooper Luther, tell him that you knew that you hit Ms. Woods?
no, sir, I ain't know what hit the truck. So I couldn't tell him or anybody else that.
Now, Robert, the next day, you said thereafter you called somebody to fix the truck.
I called Mr. Sam. He always work on my trucks. Like one night we were coming from Sakes, the fuel pump went down. But 1 o'clock at night I called him. He come to the truck. So there ain't been nothing unusual for me calling him.
Now, Robert, is it your testimony today that on the night of October 3rd, you did not know that you were in an accident?
I know something hit the truck, but I ain't know what it was.
And when you turned around, is your testimony that you did not see him?
I did not see.
Robert, please answer any questions that Solicitor Anderson has for you.
Mr. Richardson, good morning. And we heard that interview that you made with the highway patrolman. You agreed that was your first opportunity to get your side of the story across.
Outside the store.
You're telling them what happened in this case. that right?
See, you gotta watch our word things. Yes,
So that was your opportunity to tell them what happened.
my side of the story happened.
And initially told them that you didn't know what happened, right?
Yes, sir.
But then you told the officers that you don't know where she came from. So who's the she you're talking about?
I was saying that because he keeps saying Miss Woods, Miss Woods, Miss Woods. So I say, I don't know where she came from.
But in the interview, you never once corrected her, right?
No, sir,
You never
'cause
stopped and said, I don't know what I
I've been telling you left footed jump. I ain't know what hit the truck.
did. All right, so you didn't know what hit the truck, but you agreed that you told the officers that that night you told your girlfriend, not your friend, your girlfriend, that you were going to turn yourself in. So, hold on, I'm not done answering the question. Why in the world would you turn yourself in that night if you think people were looking for you for
I
hitting
ain't
somebody?
told her that night.
So that's not what you said in the interview. So when the jury listens to that interview again, you're not going to say it was that night.
No, I ain't tell her that night.
All right. You'd agree with me that after that collision happened, after you heard that ba-boom, ba-boom, you didn't call anybody for help. Didn't call 911, didn't call EMS.
No, sir.
You didn't get out of your, you turned around, you admitted it was you in that video we showed with one headlight. And you had your high beams on because you told the officer that, right?
Yes, sir.
And you turned around and you drove over there all slow, right where that accident was, right?
No, I ain't that far down.
You drove down to where the accident was.
I ain't went that far down because I turned around.
Okay. Well, you just told Mr. Barnes you went back there to look. Which is it?
I went back, but I ain't went that far down.
Okay. So you went to look, but you didn't go to look to see what you hit.
Because
You
I
trying to
turned
say?
around because of the truck ain't been right.
Okay. The truck hadn't been right.
I never went all the way down to see.
But you didn't tell the officer in your interview that you saw something in the road?
I said I saw something dark.
No, okay. So when the jury listens to your interview again, you're not going to say, I saw something in the road.
I said something dark. That's what I said.
All right, well, what was the dark thing you saw?
I don't know.
With your high beams on.
I don't know.
And you agree, I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 8. This is a view of the highway out there. You take a look at this for me.
Yes, sir.
It's wide open, right? There's no trees. Do you see any trees in the photograph I just showed you? In that median?
Yes, sir, on the side of the road, but not in the median.
Not in the median. There's no bushes in the median.
No, sir.
There's nothing else obscuring a person's view. It's just flat concrete. So, you're out there. You've got your high beams on. You've got your lights pointed to where you heard that ba-bump, ba-bump into the median. And you want this jury to believe you didn't see Miss Woods laying out there in the road.
I ain't see nobody. I see something dark. I couldn't see what it was because I ain't that far down.
But you agree with me that the car right behind you called 911 because they saw him.
I can't believe that. I ain't know what it is.
I want to ask you a few questions about your vehicle. What kind of vehicle was it again?
That's all I hope.
All right. How often have you driven that Tahoe?
And you did?
Every day. All right. You familiar with how it works?
Yes, sir.
You told the trooper that your headlights are on, your high beams are on. And you're driving down the road, and you're in the driver's seat because you're alone in the vehicle, right?
Yes, sir.
And we've established that all of the damage to the vehicle is to the front driver's side. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
So you want this jury to believe that you're driving down the road with your high beams on, you hit Miss Woods in the front hard enough to shake loose the driver's light assembly, and you didn't see her. That's what you want them to believe.
Well, Your Honor, sir, that little lake you talking about?
That's a yes or no question.
I really don't know the answer. If you bring it in.
You'd rather not answer the question about whether you could see her?
Oh, I ain't see him. That one point, I ain't never see him.
So you didn't see her even though your lights were on?
I ain't see her. I ain't know
You
where
didn't
she
see
came
her
from.
because-
If it was her that hit the truck, I ain't know where she came from.
You didn't see her even though all the damage is to the front light assembly and the driver's side mirror?
I didn't know not see her.
All right, and you admit the driver's side mirror is right next to where the driver sits in the vehicle, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So she would have been mere inches away from you when she struck.
Well, sir, what you trying to say? I did not see what hit this truck.
I asked you whether she would have been mere inches away from you. Is that correct?
How could I say that? I ain't know what hit the truck, so I can't say she was a mere away from me.
All right. You never called 911, did you?
No, sir, because in 2015, I hit a dead, and the highway patrolman tell me, said, if you hit an animal or something on the road, you know, since he's calling them, because all you need to do is call your insurance company.
Again, just clear this up. You didn't call 911 that night.
No, sir.
Didn't get out and help Miss Woods, did you?
I ain't know what hit the truck, so how am I gonna get up and help somebody?
That's a no, didn't help her. I didn't answer the question.
Nope.
Okay, you didn't help anybody. And after you talked to your girlfriend about the fact that they might be looking for you for hitting somebody, you didn't call in then either, did you?
I ain't talked to her about them hitting, talking to me.
You just told Mr. Barr you thought they were looking for you for hitting somebody.
I said, a couple of days, she come and tell me, said, in a car accident, someone get hit on that road, and it might have been what hit me.
All right, so at that point, I'm glad you said that. At that point, you knew someone had been hitting that road, right?
Yes, sir.
And you knew you were in an accident that night, right?
They also said 2 or 3 accidents on that road that night, too.
But you didn't call to check, did you?
Because I never thought it was something hit me.
So you weren't worried?
It was her.
So you weren't worried that you may have run over a human being and left them to die on the road? You weren't worried about it? You didn't bother to check?
At that moment, I ain't never thought it was a human being. Because I ain't see what hit the truck.
That's even though your girlfriend told you that they were looking for somebody that hit somebody on that road and didn't call the police.
No, sir.
So you didn't think that was important?
I thought it was me because they see there were other accidents on that road that night. I thought it was an animal that hit the truck. I never thought it was a person. If it was a person, I would have stopped.
And so it was 5 months later when you talked to the officer and you were interviewed.
Yes, sir.
And you admit that you told to the best of your ability the truth about that interview, about what happened.
Yes, sir.
You admit the last thing you say before the interview stops is you're going to prison.
Yeah.
So, no, I don't have any further questions.
Mr. Barr, thank you.
Yes, Ron, quick, please. Robert,
Yes, sir.
in that interview with Trooper Luther, why did you make the comment that you thought you might be going to prison?
For the same reason right here.
And what reason is that?
I'm in front of y'all for something I ain't know I did, and I know with my past, a lot of stuff don't go right, but I never did this. I ain't know I did it. I ain't never see what happened. None of that.
Robert, if you had seen Miss Woods in the road, what would you have done?
I would have stopped and helped.
Would you, if you had seen her, would you have called the
Yes, sir.
authorities? No further question.
Anything further from the state?
No, Your Honor.
You can step down. Call your next witness.
There's one, Your Honor, defense rest.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the defense's case. Any reply?
No, Your Honor. No reply from the state.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it means that you have heard all of the evidence in the case. The next step will be closing arguments, and we'll do all of that after lunch. We're going to let you, the jury, go to come back at 1:30. It's 12:50. Let's see now, that clock back there ain't right. Yeah, change it, okay. It's 12:15, and we need you back at 1:30. Need the jury back on your seats there at 1:30. Please do not discuss the case, allow anyone to discuss it with you or in your presence. We'll see you back at 1:30.
This is Christian News TY. I'm Tony Conyers. Is there any newsworthy events in Williamsburg County? We will get them to you as soon as possible. If not, you can follow us on Christian News TY Facebook. You can follow us on YouTube, and you can follow us on our website.
Christian News TY would like to thank you for watching. Please share this video.